Hey, I'm Jake Kumar, the BassBlaster, and this is your Seafoam Top 5 of the Week in Bass Fishing, number 1. Ike got Hall of Famous. What I'm talking about is Mike Iaconelli became the most recent pro bass angler to be inducted into the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame. Big congrats to him. Man, that's my New Jersey homie, and he definitely deserves it. I say that for a couple reasons, and of course one of them's the fishing side. Let's take a quick look. He's one of the very few people ever to have won the Bass Federation National Championship as an amateur and then went on as a pro to win the Bassmaster Classic, and I think in his case it was just 4 years between the two. He's won Bassmaster Angler of the Year, elite tournaments, open tournaments, even a kayak tournament in there, plus tournaments on the other side, FLW, which is now Major League Fishing. In other words, Mike is a winner. He's a competitor and a straight-up closer, no doubt. Man, that fishing record is Hall of Fame material right there, and he's still going, of course, still fishing professionally. But he's also done a lot across other areas of bass fishing, like media with Ike Live and other things, and education with Bass University. I personally think that just as important as all those fishing wins and the education and media and everything else is the fact that when Mike won the Classic and did that last big fish scream and then the never give up yell, he changed fishing fundamentally after that.
Never give up!
He allowed guys to, I don't know, be themselves more, not have to dress and act the same all the time. That's a way longer story than I can get into here, but it was because of him. I'm glad to see the Hall recognize him.
You can do it. You can be a regular dude from New Jersey and make it in this sport.
Heck yeah, a regular Jersey guy who's done a ton in bass fishing. The best part is that Mike wasn't really a part of the bass fishing community.
I said, you think that's cool?
It's a beauty hole.
You ain't part of the community.
But now he is.
Okay, if this is official and it's real, where's Kevin? Kevin, I guess I'm actually part of the community now. Feels good. Feels good.
I love it, man. Number 2. Get you some bigger fall bites. Dan Miguel, the man behind one of the hottest bait brands this year, Great Lakes Finesse, recently dropped a great fall fishing tip. And for him, he was talking about smallmouth bass, but it applies to largemouth and spotted bass too, because hey, they're all doing the same thing in the fall. They're chasing those little young of the year bait fish around. All right, here's Dan.
We're getting to that transition and they're really gonna start pushing in shallow. And when they do that, they really key in on little young of the year minnows. They switch from bottom baits like craws and stuff along the bottom, and they really switch to bait. And what they're keying in on are those little 1-year-old minnows. They're super small.
Now in that clip you could see Dan holding the bait combo he recommends, which is a Great Lakes Finesse sneaky underspin with a 2.75 inch Great Lakes Finesse drop minnow. That deal's gotta work, and it reminds me of that tiny little noisy cricket gun in Men in Black. It smacked him, man. Number 3.
Okay, everybody, gather around.
Here's one of the craziest tournament win stories I've heard in a while. A guy named Cody Carl fished the recent 3-day regional BFL tournament on Lake Eufaula, Oklahoma. Now, it was a lake he'd never fished before, and yep, you're hearing about it because he won it. But check out how he did that. Get this, he fished just one dock all 3 days. One dock. So all the fish he weighed, 14, were from one spot. It was one dock, and he used one bait, a Zoom brush hog. Man, I don't know if that's amazing or crazy or both. I mean, what kind of mental discipline do you have to do that? Maybe he trained under this guy.
係木頭點樣拍你？你之所以打唔穿木頭，係因為你喐手之前 已經認輸。
Hey, could be. Big congrats, Cody. After the win, I heard he was all...
I'm the dude. So that's what you call me, you know? That or his dudeness or duder or, you know, El Duderino if you're not into the whole brevity thing.
Great job, dude. Number 4. Word is some college students in Tennessee may have discovered a new crawfish species. Now, even though almost all crayfish in the United States are some version of green or brown like this or this new Tennessee crayfish looks like this. Of course, as bass fishermen, we're not surprised because we know there's blue crayfish. Like this one discovered in Ohio a couple years back, which looks real similar down even to the little orange on the craw tips. And of course, we fish lots of black and blue jigs, often with sapphire blue craw trailers. I'm thinking if blue crayfish are kind of rare, and yet black and blue jigs and blue baits work so well, maybe that's because bass really love to eat blue crayfish. They love to slurp them down. Java's just gross, man. Number 5. Ever heard of Titan Maxx bass? Me neither till this week. A private bass hatchery facility called Red Hills Fishery in Georgia just announced that it has identified multiple naturally occurring genetic indicators that predict the growth of Florida strain largemouth bass to trophy size. Now, just a quick reminder that every giant bass you've ever heard of in, of course, Florida, Texas, California, Alabama, Japan, they all have some kind of Florida bass genes in them. The whole big genetics breeding thing sounds a lot easier than it is, like such.
In some cases, if you put a big fish and a big fish together, you might get a really big fish at the end of the day, but you might only get one. What we want to do is ensure that everything in that family is being passed on with precision and predictability.
When they start pumping these bad boys out, they're going to be called Titan Maxx with 2 X's bass. And man, I hope a bunch of public lakes all over the country get them. Bring on the bigs! Just beware of the wrath of the Titans. That's all I got for you this week. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Seafoam. Go to BassBlaster.com or .rocks and sign up for the juicy BassBlaster email. See you next week. God bless you.